Hello. Mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Back at it again. Time to lab. Once more. The labbing never ends. That a bit. This. Notes. Perfect. Okay. So 3 lessons again. First one I need to check is +1, -10. That's about right. Wonder if you can like confirm that punish. Like if the opponent sees this, that's all they have to do. But then if they do that, it should win. Well, let's just check this first. Yeah, you can. Like an easy jab punish. Well, for Mishimas, this is very advantageous. For I guess a character that doesn't have a 1-1. He's smashing 1-2 right after. Yeah, but in Hwoarang's case, this is good. So in the mirror, they just throw it out. You don't even have to think. Or else you might be slightly late. By a little. By a little. Yeah, I am a little bit late. Okay. But then if I add that with this. Yeah. Okay. When you lose with that, it's fine. I mean, you only still incur only a -10, so. While it is still a risky scenario, or I can just let the -10 go, but at the same time, if I let the -10 go for this, like if I sidewalk right, then it can become safe, right? And buffer I-10 punish, but lose 2 LFS backpack. Okay. Still makes it a really good like panic to throw out. And then there's nothing you can do at +1, right? Well, I won't say nothing. Side step. Yeah. Stepping left? Yeah, of course. If this is 4, step right. Well, now +1. Oh, we don't have an answer? Against a regular sidestep? A shame. We do not have an answer. It's inconsistent. Damn. I guess that's a down back force job. Or not. Huh? Oh no, it's the same, okay. Completely mirrored. Alright. Like you should get back 4? -10 again. Of course, SSL is simply DF2. All you gotta do. DF2 and what? I guess all your lows. Yeah. I mean, this is the +1 situation, so you don't always press. That SSR is a tough answer. EF1 question mark. Oh, you can down back 3. I can do that. Okay. You know, if I'm gonna check sidestepping, I'm gonna go to a character with really good sidestep.
Get ready for
only
the
way
next
to like
battle.
make sure like what I'm labbing is pretty much correct. Okay. That doesn't make sense. They're just good against Lily. But then... Drag.
Get ready for the next battle.
Then against an average sidestep, it loses.
Yeah.
It's a Lily specific thing. Okay. So you write BF1, then asterisk right beside it. Okay. Huh? Game's confusing me.
Get ready for the next
I
battle.
didn't hit against Hwoarang earlier. You're telling me it does. Mm-hmm. As if you're off axis. But I only focusing on straight axis.
Yeah.
Asterisk again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a jab. Okay, but I mean... Down back 3 will hit. Yeah, back 4. Kinda just gonna have to step left. It's a better idea.
Yeah.
Can I have 4? Yeah, it should track towards that side. That's 16 frames. I'm already throwing out 15 and... Well, I guess I'm throwing out a 16 frame low, but I mean... That's the fastest Hwoarang's low will go. I'm gonna throw out a slower move. Up forward.
Yeah.
See, that was consistently hitting Lily. Missed on Dragunov. It's missing against Jin and Hwoarang. Yeah, it deserves an asterisk. Can't even F1 plus 2 at plus 1. I check that. I have the notes here. I know I have a... against Lily. Right. It was tested versus Lily. It's a Lily specific thing. It's not a completely general thing. Bro.
Yeah.
I guess he got no choice. He got a back 4. You have to back 4. Back 4, down back 3. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Because if they backdash,
Yeah.
that's fine. If they backdash, you're okay. And that should work for like pretty much... Well, not all options, but... decent amount of options. That's 2 working. No, that still catches. That also still catches. Yeah, plus 1 not a... kind of an iffy. Then again, most people would challenge anyway at plus 1, so... But they also move. You just need information. All it is. Alright, so that finishes that. Of course, at plus 9, I think we're fine. Yeah. You don't even have to like overthink it. You're plus 9. You're almost plus 10, which is the same as... Well, it's the same as while standing 2-3. Pretty much everything is a lock at that point. You can do whatever you want. I don't think there's a difference in between. There is. There actually is. I mean, you can just default to that. But you can't default to LFS2. Okay. So, LFS back 4-3. Besides it being a combo tool, LFS back 4-3. Where am I? Sidestep left. That still works. Bring it to walk. Okay. Alright. Go back. Okay. And I guess LFS3. Yeah, so back 4-3 to go back to 0 with chip damage. LFS3 to, I guess, do whatever you want. And then LFS down back 4 for like your safest low. If you don't want to do down 3-4. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Then does LFS 1 get left? No, it doesn't. You still have another way to like reset. Okay, it's good. So 4 options. Unless you can. You can. 1910. Ah, okay. Comes out pretty fast. Comes out pretty fast, but then LFS2 doesn't do the same thing. Like, why? Why doesn't it do the same thing? Man, that's so annoying. Like, how much plus frames can you have in the world? A lot. Can you use it? Question mark. Not exactly sure if you can use it. It'd be. Okay, next is. Oh yeah, this is the backdash one. Because a lot of your options pretty much whiff if they backdash. Yep. Yeah. Oh, that catches. Okay. So versus backdash. RFF3. Down back 4. I guess down back 3 would hit also. Yeah. Comes out 12 frames. Yeah, it is a strong poke. But I mean, check this out. Is it sidestep left? No, it wasn't sidestep left, it was sidestep right. No, now you're consistent. It's the blitz. Someone shows up on stream and then starts connecting. No, there you go. I can't mirror the jab +1 situation. It's so there you go. Like there's a tendency for this to like potentially whiff, but it shouldn't for the most part. I'm gonna put an asterisk beside it. And then when I was testing for Lily, like apparently this into +1 is a Lily thing. Like you can stop Lily from stepping, but not like a regular sidestep, which doesn't make sense. Well, no, it does make sense. Like it's very specific, but like you're telling me I can't really catch my right. It's so hard for Hwoarang to catch his right. Like it doesn't make sense to step him left. Like it's way better to still step him right. I know. It is what it is. And then now I'm on backdash. I just need to check which options are good for backdash after here. This +7 is very deceiving. It's a deceiving +7. I mean, naturally at the wall, It's all yours. Like it's a true +7 because they can't go anywhere. D4, that's too short. Like that, it whiffs. And this is a regular backdash. Like what more if it's like a very strong backdash, which is what I should do because that's the only thing I'm looking for.
Get ready for the next
I mean, yeah.
battle.
D3 at that point. But you still want to like catch steps or like, what do you call that? Backdash buttons / sidestep into button. So by doing D3, yeah, it's 22 minus 7. I guess you'll still make it. At like 15 frames. But I just like staying safer. Oh no. That's a regular backdash. Against regular backdash, it's fine. Not against Elisa. Okay, there you go. That's the true follow-up. Down back 4. Down back 3. You don't have a mid. Yeah, sure. No, that's not the answer. Small character? Yeah. I just like keeping like the options universal. Like if it works against here, it should work against everyone else. Apparently that wasn't the case with Lily. Lily's a specific case where F1 +2 works at +1. Is it the same for Elisa? Actually no, let's do it on hit. Yeah, it also whiffs here. That also whiffs here. What if I make it the jab situation? See? Why does this whiff against Jin? It whiffed actually against Jin, Hwoarang, and Dragunov. Dragunov I understand. That's good movement. But Jin and Hwoarang are like decent. And then this is like a character with really strong movement and they get hit. Oh no, jab into down back 4 still whiffs here. Yeah, it still does. But F1 +2 does. That's why if you don't know, you're gonna be in danger. It's just like, I thought it works everywhere. Yeah, not everywhere. That's Tekken for you. Maybe by next month, I'll start working on the tracking document. But that means I may have to do it against 3 characters. Maybe 1 versus Hwoarang, 1 versus Lily, and then 1 versus another. Or no, just 2. Maybe just 2. Yeah, maybe just 2 versions will be fine. And an OP, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, it has to make sense. Like, why against, like, a good sidestep, F1 +2 will hit at +1, and then, like, against a decent sidestep, it loses at +1. Like, if it hits already the good sidestep, I mean, shouldn't it catch, like, the decent sidestep? I'm, like, just going based on logic. But I guess this game doesn't operate on that kind of logic. Yeah, I don't know. This +7, kind of, Hey, even down 3-4. Down back 3, it truly is. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, it be. That doesn't catch. I thought that could be the answer. And that would be a really good answer against a decent backdash. JFSR. Yeah. So JFSR and down back 3. That's it. And then RFF3 if you're against like a decent backdash. Like a decent backdash, this catches. Okay, but then the next question is, does it catch, what do you call that? Sidestep. No. That's the worry. Because they don't have to default the backdash, that's the thing. It's just that backdash is the best defensive option. Instead of opening themselves up to this. Okay, so that both catches left. Does it also both catch right? 7. Oh, it does. Oh, okay, you're fine. Yeah. A super whiff. Big whiff. Okay, this loses to walk. I mean, that's okay. Like, when an opponent walks, they have to commit to... Oh, it only loses to one. Only loses a sidewalk left. But yeah, JFSR is really just for backdash. I mean, you can do something crazy like that. To like make it realign. So let's say they sidestep. Backdash JFSR. The only issue is if they do backdash and you backdash JFSR. I mean, it is gambling. It's RPS. It's just like, what is my opponent gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's just like, how do we narrow that option down? Down back 3, I guess, is the way. The only issue is that you can get low crushed or low parried. So at that point, I might default to RFF3. If I get this to hit. Since it only loses the sidewalk left. But yeah, if we're at the wall... I'm just gonna down 3-4 immediately. 50-50 JFSR? Yeah, 50-50 JFSR. If they sidestep, you lose. If they backdash, you're fine. But then backdash is the best defensive option here, so... most people will be inclined to backdash. Because they see the +7, it's just like, it's not worth it to step. It honestly isn't worth it to step, but I mean... because backdash, what do you call that, beats almost everything. Does Elisa have a 13 frame low? By that I mean a negative 13 low. I wonder if down 4 is negative 13. Are you negative 13? So that finishes the first lesson, or like the lab work for the first lesson. It's 12. What lows does Elisa have? Down back 3. Down 3. Boot 4. I guess Elisa doesn't have... Wait. In Destro? Maybe. Maybe in Destro. Or I guess, yeah, Power Crush could work too. Oh, so you're not just... So you're just historically bad. Oh, okay. I labbed this before. Like, attempting to use this against, like, lows that were negative 13 and recovered standing. Apparently can't use it as a standing punish either. Because it keeps coming out at 14. If there's one buff they can do to this move, it's that it starts up at 13 flat. That way you always get the 13. Why does it... Coming out 14. So it's not just it's an inconsistent startup, period. Whether that be against a negative 13 move, 13 standing, and 13 low. I mean, yeah, you can DF1-3, but I mean, like, the next lesson I have is about up back 2, so I ignore DF1-3. I just like trying to find the potential for this move, because putting it in up back is really good. But then you can't even, because I mean, like when it hits, right? This move has a lot of plus frames. That's plus 15 kg because they spin. So supposedly you should get like an unstoppable mix. Like that. But they can't even like boot up, what do you call this? They shouldn't be able to boot up Power Crush. So that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, okay. If I punish something that's negative 13, whether that be a low that recovers standing at negative 13 or a negative 13 move flat, instead of like me doing DF1-3 to Flamingo or doing DF3 plus 4 so that I can enter heat, I can just do plus 15 free JFSR and, you know, be on my way. Because so many people still challenge at, what do you call this? At plus 15 kg for whatever reason. Like after they get hit by back 2, they still challenge. I don't get why, but they do. And that's old. Like they've been challenging since 7 and they're still challenging in 8. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm trying to optimize the punish. But it's hard to optimize the punish when the move doesn't want to start up at the frame it should start up. I know it's starting up simply because of like range. So this is like a range issue. So like the closer the move is, the better the higher chance it will have to like boot up at 13 frames. But since there's a specific distance between me and Elisa, it's gonna start booting up at 14 frames no matter how quickly I press back 2 at the end of Elisa's block stun for her power crush. That sucks. It honestly sucks. That it's not... It could be better. Because the fact that it's in RFF means you have a panic sidestep left in RFF. Because LFF used to be the only one with panic. So if you found yourself in a sticky situation in RFF, you could just up back 2. There's nothing wrong with that. Like you could just jab up back 2. Don't know why you jab up back 2, but you can. And then they also made it homing. So I mean like, oh, okay, so it's like values increased, right? Sort of. But it feels like they threw the buffs in the wrong place. They threw it in the wrong place. Is that the wall? This is kind of neat. Like if I throw out... Let's say they attempt to step, right? So if you're at the wall, you want to wall splat safely, and you're in RFF. So it's like, how do I wall splat safely? You can't do RFF 4-4. That's a counter hit only. You can do 2-3, but then they can duck this, right? I can do RFF DF4, but then I'd have to like go into RFS and like gamble on RFS 4. I can do down back 4-4. That won't wall splat though. If I do counter hit down back 3, that will just give me plus frames and I get FF3 again or down 3-4. But like you have no splat or like move that will splat, right? So I mean, this comes in handy in that situation. So like let's say you pressure them with RFF back 2. I mean, that's what you can get. Like, that's not bad. So, like, it's still kind of, like, useful as, like, wall pressure. Slightly useful wall pressure. But besides that, it's kind of weak. Like, its singular purpose before was that it's an evasive move. That's, like, the purpose it's always had. And like for setups until they of course killed setups, a lot of setups that involve this, like to get the opponents back. So I thought like, hey, homing move can be done in RFF, can be done from crouching, but its startup is killing me. Well, I wouldn't say it's useless in open area. Again, it's still like its design is defensive. But can you make it like useful for offense? You can. If you design your offense around it, or like you find a way to make it, or you know, be part of your offense. Because it is the fastest, what do you call this? Homing move you can do from RFF. Right? Because this is not the only homing move you can do in RFF. So if you're up close right over here and you don't know where they're gonna step, let's say you did RFS 2, like it's handy. It is 100% handy. I should actually like do that from time to time. Like the next time I grind rank and I'm over here, I can make this my default. You can actually make it your default option. But see, did you notice it's coming out at 15 frames? Instead of it coming out 13. And I'm already right beside Elisa. And I'm +5. And it still somehow comes out at +15. This has to change. It 100% has to change. Like, when I talk about up back 2 later, and so that I can cut it for like a video, it's pretty much just a rant. It's just like, bro, this move has gotten better slightly, but it's like, it's such missed potential. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole purpose, because it's a homing move. And before it of course, it tracked towards Hwoarang's left, so if they sidestep right, you could still do it. But you could never do it in RFF, is what I'm saying. So like, it changes the RFF situation by like a lot. Because you can't protect yourself against sidestep right as Hwoarang. Sidestep right? Or is it sidestep? It's sidestep left. Like, other options, I mean. Like, you see your DF1 will whiff. Back 4 will whiff. You'll have to do RFF back 3, but then you're -10. At that point, you don't really have any other mids. I mean, that still hits. But then it's 1 frame slower. It's 16. You're +5. You want to make sure you always win. And, like, you want to make sure you're frame trapping them. It's handy. It's handy. So slightly useful wall pressure. Perfect for frame trap. flash steps in open. But the main potential I was looking for in this move was the fact that it could punish stuff. Unfortunately, it doesn't do that. Man. I mean, it does do it against specific moves. I mean, besides that, like, it can be handy against, let's say, hop kick. Or not. Never mind. See, imagine getting plus 15 kg for punishing a hop kick.
Yeah.
I would be over the moon, really. 'Cause that's so good. And we can do it from force crouch. So if the hop kick somehow puts you in force crouch, which I don't think any hop kick does that anymore, then I mean, we could always just up back 2 instead of while standing 4-4. Because while standing 4-4 versus Elisa is kind of tricky. No, I'll still add this into my game. I'll do it next time. I do while standing 4-4. I don't know where they're going. I'm gonna up back. This is the one thing where it misses out. I really want to be rewarded for like. I want that. I want that. It's just too good. It's too good to ignore. They can't even low crush. That's the thing. They can't even low crush. They can low parry though, right? Let's check. I think they can low parry. Yeah, fine. They can low parry, but they can't low crush. Like, at least I can't do her hop kick. And B. Okay. I guess that's everything about up back 2. Since I have Elisa already, I can lab this guy. So of course, it still retains the FF3 or back 3 follow-up. It did get buffed by like a couple of points, so that does like a ton of damage if you duck a string into that. That's pretty good. But, a big but, it only tracks. It doesn't even track left. Oh yeah, it doesn't track left. It shouldn't. It only tracks R now. Or sidestep right. They've killed this move. Well, in quotation marks. I guess it would have been okay if it's still safe and then it only tracks towards the right. Their nerf was a bit overkill. But hey, still playable, so yeah, that's it. Like, what else is there to lab? See, at least it always comes out at 14. Even after down back 1, it comes out. Oh no, it's coming out 15. Never mind. Forget what I said. Yeah, it's only SSR. Like, I wouldn't gamble on it to like track left. I mean, it's the fact that it became -12. That's the main thing. Okay, I guess I finished labbing everything. That was fast. So, of course, pinned comment is your guide. If you got any questions about Tekken 7 or about Hwoarang, again, just let me know, and I'll be with you shortly. So the first one, I didn't get to like edit the videos because YouTube didn't let me download the stream. So I guess I'll be like editing 6 videos tonight. That's a lot. It should be short. Like the raw cuts for all of them are probably less than 10 minutes. And even the ones I'm about to do tonight, they should be less than 10 minutes. Okay, maybe I can hop on quick match after. Assuming there's people in quick match. Like, because every time I went to quick match, there's like nobody. Nobody. Like, nobody uses quick match. I'm like, why? Why does nobody use quick match? That way I can attempt back, back to. Oh, plus 16? If they step? Whoopsie. Plus 16. That's a walk, though. Let me see step. Oh, no. Okay, for as long as they move. What if it's backdash? Oh no, you're gonna... Right. Short move. Right. It's only if they step. Only. Okay, let's check again if you track. You'll track left against a decent side. Yeah. Against good movement. Oh no, not even good movement. It's inconsistent. Inconsistent sidestep left. Oh yeah, I wouldn't gamble on it. It's like more on sidestep right than anything else. Oh wait, no, I had the stage never. It'd be. Okay, I'll just go the evening version.
Get ready for the next battle.
Why not? And then the one I want to lab is activate heat and up. Restart at the wall. 90 damage. And a 89. But that doesn't work, right? It doesn't work anymore because LFS 3.2 exists. 85. 82. Trying to delay it so that I can get the full thing. $82 also, okay. Well, might as well just always do this. And of course, if you make it SS3-3, it should be like even better. Well, of course, if you get the 50%. Like that. I missed a 3 forward. $93. Wow, okay, that's good. Okay. I guess that's about it. Yeah, okay. So if we don't got questions, it's time to move to the lesson. Yakushima again. I guess like yeah, in Tekken 7 I did all my I think I did majority of open Hwoarang lessons and advanced Hwoarang lessons in Arctic Snowfall. It was like my favorite infinite stage. I did not use Infinite Azure. There you go. That was the move I was looking for. Stage I was looking for. Infinite Azure. The popular one. I did not use the popular one. Alright, let's do it. We'll start with the Flashing Trident. Again, this name of this move is Flashing Trident. Take a sip of top tier water first and then we'll get to it. So in 3, 2, 1. Talon 101 again, and this time we gotta talk about up forward 3+4 or Flashing Trident because this move looks very different. Yeah, it never did that before. So we're gonna start off one by one. This move can do 3 things now instead of 2. So back to the old one, which is up forward 3+4. Again, still +1 and -10 on block. Nothing special here. Pretty much just like a jab, but unsafe at 14 frames. So if you do get this to connect, A lot of your situations are like the jab on block. So if, let's say, the opponent does decide to attempt to sidestep left, DF2 will always be your best friend. Or perhaps down back 4 if they decide to step towards the right. DF1, this is an asterisk, has a chance of catching the opponent, and at the same time can lose to the opponent. So at that point, you gotta default to maybe back 4, but then this will put you at -10, so that's a little bit of a risk. Like, what about less risk options? Perhaps down back 4. This also has an asterisk, just like DF1. But this should have like a higher chance of catching the opponent. But I wouldn't really risk the moves that have an asterisk. And this is already against just a decent sidestep. Imagine if it was a better sidestep. So at that point, if those moves don't work, you can always just down back 3. This will do its job for the most part. In terms of mids, well, there ain't other mids that you can like use in this situation. Yeah, it be. So the opponent sidestepping right, your best default option is pretty much to just sidestep left into a block. Of course, if they're stepping towards the left, it's great. So you could just like DF2. So it just always depends, always on like what your opponent wants to do. Now let's go to the juicy part, wherein this move can now enter Flamingo after holding forward. So basically, he's learned from his master once more. So this makes funky combos just like this. Like, if you don't know a combo, all you gotta remember is up forward, C+4 forward. Again, when in doubt, simply up forward, C+4 forward. That's all you gotta do. I don't know the combo. Oh, don't worry, I got you. That's all you gotta do. Up forward, C+4 forward, and then just remember LFS up forward 4, and then you're done. You got a basic Hwoarang already. Basic Hwoarang guide, link in the description. So it does enter +9 on hit. And then, of course, on block, this was already covered before. The situation is not exactly the greatest. And if you haven't seen that, also link in the description below. But let's focus more on the +9. Because now this turns into a really decent... It turns into, I wouldn't say strong, but it turns into a decent 14-frame Punisher. Because again, you're leaving a lot of damage on the table. So if you didn't decide to punish something that is -14 with 4-3, or because 4-3 doesn't reach there, or you didn't want to, let's say, also do DF3 +4, because you didn't want to enter heat, you could do a 4-3 +4 forward. But you can see there's a huge damage difference between the two. But you are getting +9 at Flamingo. And your opponent can't really interrupt you. So let's say, again, we're going to have them do a jab, a down jab, and then, of course, a power crush. We're going to go through them one by one. Let's say they do a jab, right? And we're going to try to use a option that catches all. So let's say you default to LFS back 4-3. Alright, that beats a jab. You beat the down jab. Question is, do you beat the power crush? You do not. I was like, okay, is there another option that would beat the power crush? Yeah, LFS 3. So you're completely fine there. LFS forward 3 would still lose to the power crush. So at that point, you could default to simply just doing LFS 3 forward, or you could do a very delayed LFS 3-4 or a very delayed LFS 3-2. That's NCC, and that's gonna hit. And of course, at worst, you're only -11, so that's fine. Of course, you can always just change it back to LFS 1, so those are great. And it's like also a low would win in this situation if we cycle back to it. Of course, now you start losing to the down jab and the jab because it's too slow. But LFS 1 and LFS 3, really good default options. And LFS back 4-3, but you just lose to the power crush there. So speaking of those default options, so okay, that's what happens if they challenge you. What happens if they decide to step? So if they decide to step at +9, LFS 1 will still catch. LFS 3 still catches. LFS back 4-3 doing its job. And of course, LFS down back 4 hitting them. Now, of course, what about down 3-4? You didn't mention down 3-4. Yeah, down 3-4 will still catch them. It's just that if they do duck down 3-4 again, since version 1.5, 16 frame while standing moves will pretty much beat you out. And that's not good, so we're just trying to like stay as safe as possible. So this is against sidestep right now. And again, all these options are catching. But like, you're completely fine if they do decide to step. And or, what do you call this? Challenge. The one last, sidewalk right. LFS1, connect. LFS3. LFS back 4-3. And LFS down back 4. So it's really good to like earn more potential damage when this move does hit an opponent. And if of course it's like used as a punisher, because again, like the situation on block is very risky and very, very weak to sidewalk right. So besides it being a combo tool, right, you can still, let's say you didn't want to do it, right? So let's say you didn't want to do a forward 3+4 forward because you can only use it as a punisher. Then you could simply throw out the full string of forward 3+4 forward. Something Hawk. This is a forward 3+4 forward. Or flashing trident. Now it has more damage now, or I think it does exactly the same damage. It does one higher there, one more damage, because these used to do similar damage back in 7. So now it has like more damage if you decide to do a full 14 frame punish. And something new has happened here. It's now +7 on hit. So that's a very, very strong +7. But of course, with Hwoarang, frames will always be deceiving. So if the opponent does decide to backdash, that's when your options start to whiff. Like so. Like, you can catch them with a down back 4, but of course, the stronger their backdash is, or the better the backdash is, you're not gonna get them. So very, very common options would whiff here in this situation if you were looking to catch their sidestep. I think this is just like the best default option an opponent can do. If they do decide to sidestep, of course, it's pretty much free money. Because, again, they're -7. Of course, but are the frames perhaps deceiving us? Where the pushback on hit is 100% against you. Well, no. I mean, you still have options that should catch this side. So it's not the end of the world, but you have to like specifically use moves that would catch the step, or like the second move would catch a step. Or just like, okay, it's not really that good. Yeah, kind of. Not really that good. But we'll focus on backdash, right? Because by starting on backdash first, we can start to see if those options would work against sidestep left and sidestep right. So the first thing you want to do if the opponent is going to backdash is, of course, you saw it earlier, down back 4. But of course, if their backdash is good, you could switch to RFF down back 3. Or if you'd like, you know, RFF down 4. And take your pick between the 3 lows. The last 2 should always pretty much work. Down back 4 will just have a tendency to lose against a stronger backdash. So your lows are covered. You're set if they backdash. What about mids? You can JFSR. Of course, JFSR doesn't have as much tracking as before. So like, what's another mid I can use? RFF3. That's right. RFF3 can work out. Of course, you can include a homing move, but again, that's too slow. Provided if the opponent decides to challenge. RFF back 2 can catch a backdash. Although again, this move doesn't have as much tracking either. You can't throw out the homing move because it's too short. Or, well, they're your second homing move in RFF. It's too short. So, I guess that's about it. Because you don't have anything else that would pretty much catch. I mean, you can throw out another flashing trident, and then you're only -10. And that's pretty decent. And of course, if the opponent's like trying to punish this, they could lose to an LFS back 1. We'll get to that after this part. So now it's time to check sidesteps, right? So with the options that we have now, would they win against sidestep left and sidestep right? So we're gonna start with sidestep left. So again, you're gonna do the full string of 4 3 4 4, and down back 4 wins. Great. How about down back 3? That still wins. And down 4. Alright, so off to a really good start with lows. And of course, mentioned this earlier, JFSR will not hit if you're immediately doing it. So what about RFF3? Alright, that still misses. If B. this probably could have been the thing that saves you, but not in this scenario. What about another flashing trident? Okay, another flashing trident could work after up forward 3+4/4. RFF back 2, again linear, no tracking in Tekken 8. What about a regular jab? Nah. So don't really have a mid to cover you here. But you can throw out the low immediately. And again, you are +7, so you're covered by like a lot of frames. This will come out at 7 frames. This will come out also at 7 frames. They're both 19. And this will come out way faster than it should. Right. But of course, don't have a mid to protect you. So just be careful when they're attempting to sidestep to the left. But what if they sidestep towards the right? So again, down back 4. Pretty much doing its job along with all the other lows. JFSR. Still whiffing. RFF back 2. Actually hitting this time. Alright. Flashing Trident. Now whiffing here. So it doesn't track towards the right. Only tracks towards the left. So full string again. Then RFF3. Okay, so now you have a left and a right. So if they're stepping left, up forward 3+4. And then if they're stepping right, RFF3. And potentially RFF back 2 as well. Just no JFSR. So we're gonna do it 2 more times for sidewalk left. Up forward 3+4/4. Down back 4. Into down back 3. And down 4. Alright. That covers all the lows. Let's go to mids now. Again, Flashing Trident still doing its job. JFSR. Nope. RFF back 2. Nope. And then RFF3. No. But of course, sidewalk right, since we already saw it from earlier, in all likelihood, those last 2 mids will connect, which makes it very handy since you now have moves that would track towards specific sides. It's just that JFSR really is only for, what do you call this, opponents that are backdashing. Now, there is a little bit, there's like one trick you can do if they're attempting to sidestep and you still want to do JFSR. So what you do is you're going to hop back in JFSR and then hop back in RFF rather, and then you're going to JFSR. This will make you realign with them. But of course, if they do decide to backdash, you're going to whiff right in front of their face. But this can be a little bit of a bait. So let's say we record it, wherein they're gonna backdash and they're gonna like try to press a button, catch you. There could be a chance where JFSR would still win that interaction. Yeah. So something like that could potentially be in your favor, but there are probably other scenarios where you could lose if you attempt to do backdash JFSR. That's just only one out of the many I can demonstrate in this video. So let's go to attempting to punish this move, right? So if the opponent attempts to punish the string, which is -10, they can buffer it. They can buffer their punish 100%. It's very, very simple. The moment they see this string, they'll show you one by one. So this is against up forward 3+4. As soon as I see this move, I'm gonna mash it. You can see it on the left side of the screen. Just mash. Just mash jab. So this is very good for Mishimas or characters that are 1-1-2. But if you want to do like a 1-2, then you can like mash 1-2 right after. Assuming like your 1-2 will come out cleanly. Right? Like so. Same thing if I make it the full string. Mash, perfect. Mashing, perfect. So like they have an OS, which existed back in Tekken 7. But now, if they're going for this kind of defensive option, right, on block, then that's when, albeit very risky, this is what could simply counter it. Because now if they attempt to jab buffer their punish, they'll always lose here. So now they're forced to like go back to the old option. And if they go back to the old option, right, to look after LFS back 1, since they're trying to confirm whether Flamingo came out or not, this makes it now very difficult to punish, what do you call this? The negative 10. Of course, if they see the full string, I guess it's possible. But if it's just the first two, and they sidestep right, oh, it's gone. So, since they can't jab buffer the punish against LFS back 1 now, they kind of let this negative 10 go for free, which now makes it like a decent panic button. Like, it was already a decent panic button before. Like, it's slightly better now because now, like, a punish option is denied because another one exists. So, just to throw that out again. There you go. Like, it's gonna be like a 50-50 on, like, whether they're gonna get the punish or not. So, again, just staying in, like, the really safe route. So, they're, like, trying to get, like, maximum reward. So, at that point, you're, like, in control of that. So, it's like, how are they defending against up forward 3+4 and up forward 3+4 forward? If they're going for this kind of OS where they can jab, buffer their punish, then you wouldn't have to worry as much about the negative 2 on block because now the game state's focused on that. But if they are aware of this, then at that point, it is a little bit risky, but you can just simply throw these two out, because negative 10, it's a small punish for a low crush, right? I didn't mention that earlier. This does low crush. Just to demonstrate. So, do 3 forward. Like, again, like, if you want to check in left Flamingo, this is a really good thing to do. And you don't really get penalized for, like, doing so. It's just that, of course, if the opponent is very awake and aware for a 4-3+4 forward, then yeah, then that's when it becomes a problem if it goes on block. But again, negative 10, pretty much a small thing to pay for to, like, gather new information against your opponent to, like, rebuild the stuff you need to do when you enter left Flamingo again, or if you just, like, simply want to, like, throw it out. So yeah, that's everything about Flashing Trident, the brand new Flashing Trident. That's been the lesson for today. Again, I've been Frontier, and thank you for watching. Okay, we can move on to number 2 now. But for number 2, I need to find negative 13 moves. Hello, Jan. Negative 13 moves. Hwoarang doesn't have a negative 13 that's standing, right? Oh, he doesn't. Oh, no, he does. So the first one I need to record is something that's... Oh, no, it's already recorded. Like, I can just get his heat engager. Yeah, I can just get his heat engager because his heat engager is negative 14. DF3-4. Where's DF3+4? Oh, it's not here. It's not recorded. Okay. It's not recorded. Okay, what about Power Crush? Man, I guess that's used as an example, but I wanted, like, an example that actually hits first, so, like, it actually shows. Oh, there you go, DF3+4. And then, of course, down back 3. There you go, down back 3. And then after down back 3, I guess I have to record SS4. SS4, perfect. And then I guess the Power Crush. So, a situation where it wins, a situation where it doesn't work, a situation where it should potentially work, and then a situation where it doesn't fly at all. Does it work here, actually? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so this is like a demonstration of why it doesn't work. So I have 2 demonstrations of why it doesn't work. 3, actually. 3 demonstrations of why it doesn't work. It's only 1 where it actually succeeds. Okay. I see. Okay, top tier water again. Take a sip. Let's do it again. we're gonna talk about back in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Talon 101. Today we're gonna talk about up back 2. This wasn't the input before for the move. The input used to be back 2. Again, you can still do the move from simply back 2, but there was never an up back 2, and that's big because now in RFF you can like step towards the left, and from crouching you can panic out with up back 2 to sidestep towards the left. That's a huge quality of life change for Hwoarang. The question is, did it miss something from getting this input? So again, let's look at the frame data. This is an I-13 move that will start up from 13 to 15. So there's a high chance this move can come out at 14 or 15. See, there it came out 14. And it is homing. As you can see, it has the blue streaks. So like another reason why you can potentially press this move. And of course, if it does hit, it's plus 15 kg. Plus 15 kg. You know, the opponent spins. So if the opponent does attempt to like do anything, absolutely anything, let's say they try to do a jab, they're gonna try to like panic out, right? You hit them with up back 2, DF4 lock, or my personal favorite, JFSR. Like that'll pretty much always go in. But your lows still can be low parried in this situation. So if we tell the opposing Hwoarang to low parry like so, if I hit them with a 50-50 of JFSR and down 3-4 after hitting them with back 2, I can potentially get low parry. Because that's realistic timing. But as you saw earlier, if you do it immediately, you should be fine. But if you wait a second, right, then yeah, you'll lose. But like, I usually never thought anything about it. Like, I'd always just JFSR, because I mean, if it hits, if it's great, it's great. If it gets blocked, I'm still fine. And that's the same thing in Tekken 8. Now, if this move does get blocked, you are safe, right? You're completely safe at -8. So, panic option that will not pretty much punish you for panicking out compared to, let's say, back 1. I guess back 1 be the only panic option where you get punished for panicking out. Yeah. So the other thing is that since it can be done in RFF and crouching, it does change a good number of scenarios. So down back 3 was covered in this channel, and I didn't mention a specific thing wherein you could do this move. So if you do get, let's say, down back 3 and hit, you could just up back 2. Of course, again, provided they're stepping, I believe, towards the right? So it's homing, yeah, but only homing if like it's within the same area or like the hitbox range of the move. So this is something you can throw out. But of course, again, sidestep left, that's no dice. But I mean, hey, another option to throw if they sidestep towards the right. And if you do it from, let's say, RFS2, and you're unsure, you're 100% unsure, you don't want to like bet on F1+2 or you don't want to bet on DF2, right? Even if these are really good mids to throw out at +5, you're like, I want to throw out a homing move. Oh, then just up back 2. And then you get your +16, and then just check them with JFSR. It's perfect, because you can't obviously throw out, you know, your 22 frame black kite in this situation. You can only do that if like they're thinking about F1+2 and DF2 and, you know, all the other layers that are on top of it. So this could actually be part of your, like, your layer 1 or layer 2 mix. And that's not just for RFS, right? You could still do it from like LFF. You could, if you want to. So that's like the handiness of the fact that it is homing, and it can be done in like multiple states now. Of course, crouching is probably like really wishing that it could like catch the other side. But again, that's the inbuilt SSL of the move. And of course, you can use this as, let's say, wall pressure as well. So let's say the opponent does decide to step once you're in RFF. Perfect. And you get a wall splat because none of your RFF moves would do the same. So let's say you do get a RFF down 3+4. How are you going to splat them here? You can't do RFF DF4 because that means you're going to have to go into RFS to like do RFS 4 to like splat them, and you have to like risk that. You can't do RFS back 2. That's gonna knock them down. Of course, that's still good wall pressure, but like if your aim is to wall splat, then you can't do that. You can't do DFD plus 4. That's just gonna get you heat and force crouch. You can do RFF 2-3, but that can potentially get ducked right after RFF 2. But in this situation, there's a higher chance of it connecting. You can do RFF 4-4, but this needs to be counter hit, right? It's not natural compared to 2-3. You can also do 2-4-4, same dice. You could do this, provided you don't have heat, because I believe if you don't have heat, it knocks down. Yeah, so you could do that. You could do RFF back 2. Back 4. You can't do RFF back 3. It's going to counter hit launch. If you're aiming for a splat again. F1 plus 2 will not do that. Of course, F1 plus 2 by itself, right? But of course, if you get F1 plus 2 on counter hit here, then you can do something like this, which is great. But of course, you have to get F1 plus 2 to counter hit first. So if like layer 1 straight up, you can't do F1 plus 2. That's just like a check. So like there's no other move that would potentially splat that is fast enough in RFF. So that's where up back 2 comes in handy in situations like this. If the opponent either, let's say, attempts to jab punish out or like jab challenge out, right? Oh, that's a low parry. So they attempt to jab punish out or jab challenge out, that's free. And then if they attempt to step to either side, I guess you're not gonna get the splat. What about if it's sidestep, right? Oh no, you do get the splat. Against, well, yeah, again, it's just like the crouching. This is my point. Like, you saw the title of this video. It does have missed potential, and this is 100% missed potential. One of, like, the missed potentials. I guess the second missed potential, right? The first one was the crouching. The second one is, I guess, the wall splat. But it did wall splat there after RFF back 2. I guess it's just pretty inconsistent to, like, get that side since he's pretty far. Yeah, even if you, like, keep it really close with RFF down 3 plus 4, not all the time. I mean, again, you're still going to be plus 15. That's really good compared to, let's say, something like an RFF back 2 on hit. Like, it's hard to ignore those frames because you're pretty much guaranteed, in quotation marks, to, like, hit the opponent with another thing. So that's, like, another handy use it has, but of course, another gripe with, like, the potential of this move. So, like, it does come out at 13 to 15 frames, right? So the other thing is like, okay, I can use it as a punisher. Or, like, I can start considering it as a punisher. You could consider it a punisher back in Tekken 7. But in 8, it's like, maybe I can do it more. So we're gonna have the opposing Hwoarang attempt to do certain unsafe moves. So if they do something that's like negative 14 on block, this will pretty much usually go in. Because as you can see, as soon as I inputted the move, it comes out at 14 rather than 13. So if it is negative 14, and you didn't want to do Flashing Trident, you didn't want to do a 4-3 plus 4-4, you didn't want to deal with like the plus 7 pushback. And provided the move is close enough so that we're in up back 2 will connect, this is not a bad idea. However, if the opponent decides to do something else, let's say negative 13 low that does recover in crouching, then you'll never punch that. Of course, and it's also coming out at 14 frames. It's not coming out at 13 frames. So, okay, what if it's a move that's negative 13 and recovers standing, right? That's probably the best thing for this move. No. It still comes out at 14 frames in order, like, this would have been great. Easily. One of the best buffs Hwoarang could have received in Tekken 8, but it still starts off at 13 to 15 frames compared to LFS back 1 or back 1 that comes out at 15 frames flat. As you can see, 15 to 15 right over there compared to 13 to 15. This was a missed opportunity. So it's like, it's only for like negative 14 moves or higher at that point. But at that point, you do have better options like a 4-3 plus 4-4. And of course, if it's launch punishable, you're not going to ignore DF2, right? And it's also short, so like it's only for like close options. So if we do one last, let's say a power crush, right? That's negative 14. like Hwoarang's DF3-4, it doesn't even reach it. It doesn't even reach it at all. So, yeah. Missed potential across the board, but it still has some handy uses here and there. It's just that this move could have been so much more for Hwoarang in Tekken 8. So much more. So, if they do decide to buff the move, my only request is that this is 13 flat. That's all. You don't have to touch the range because it'll be a little bit unfair if it's hitting from far range. Like, just make it 13. That's it. Make it 13 frames. That's like the only wish I have for Up Back 2. But for now, even without it, like, you can still use it at the wall. You can still use it in open. And of course, if you're panicking out in RFF, whether, like, let's say you're at 0 on block and you're unsure and, like, still want to, like, steal my turn, not, like, with doing it with backlash or RFF DF2+3, then simply throwing that out could be handy, including when you're in crouching, if you want to, like, avoid specific scenarios. So its use is, I guess, more situational. It still remains situational, but it's like there's more situations added to it now. It's just that it could have been better. Could have been better. So that is the lesson for today. Again, I've been Frontier, and thank you for watching. Hello, Purple Dragonfly. You be coming across my vids. I hope they've been useful. Hope they were able to, like, teach you something. Because in streams like this, I record everything here, and then it's edited and then it gets uploaded. So everything starts from the live streams. I mean, yeah, if you have any questions, like, it's here. Like, if you have any questions, you can, like, drop it to me and then I'll answer you. If there is an answer, right? In game. But yeah, more lessons to come, so more time to learn the character, I suppose. If you're gonna stick with the character. I wouldn't blame anyone who's, like, gonna drop him, because he is harder to play in 8. Good stuff, I appreciate it. I have, like, one last lesson to do. And then after I finish recording it, I'll probably be done with the stream. But of course, that just depends on activity. Oh, you're sticking? I see. You're gonna stick through it. Beautiful. I mean, he's still playable. Was even playable before the nerf. And, like, the main nerf is just down 3-4, so they didn't really touch anything else. Well, I say that, but they did touch other stuff like down back 4's tracking afterwards. For RFS, like, you can just beat it with sidestep, right duck, and you're only gonna lose to, like, back 4 or RFS F4, so that puts us in a tight spot. I mean, that's high level stuff, so if you're not that level, you don't gotta worry about that. You mostly just play with friends. Cool. And knowledge is key with this character. The more knowledge you have, the better. In terms of, like, what you can do. But that doesn't work. Over-reliant. Now you're Skyrocket Enjoyer. There you go. That is the progression of a Hwoarang main. Your opponent keeps ducking your down 3-4. You're like, how do I punish them for ducking? Because I can't do it with DF2. DF1, I'd have to do another interaction with them. I can't do Hunting Hawk. Like, I don't want to do a 4-3+4. I can't do back 3. I might die on block. Yeah, JFSR. It's always been the way. Always has been. It is the main way. I guess you could Peacekeeper. But if your friends are stepping, then what do you call this? You can't Peacekeeper. I guess the same thing applies to JFSR, given that its tracking is, I guess, weaker now in 8. Yeah, it is. 55. 55 damage is the highest I've done with while standing 2-3. I think that's still the current highest, 55. Without heat, of course. Like, if you don't spend heat. Obviously, if you spend heat and if you have rage, and of course, if you do counter hit, then yeah, of course, you're gonna do more damage. But of course, we always look at it like natural only. So I think it went something like this. Oh, not like that. Yeah, no, it's similar to that. It's not easy. Like, it's a tight fit. You know, I'm gonna look at my doc. I don't remember it clearly enough. It should be in the pre-Tekken 8 notes. So, where is that? Combo. While standing 2-3. While standing 2-3. 1 up 3. Oh, 1 up 3. There, 55. Because the other one that I'm doing right now is, what do you call this? 52. Which is... It's pretty much just doing the whole thing. Like that. Oh, I guess it's 51, not 52. But it's not that hard. It's actually the same thing. You just add, what do you call this? LFS forward 3. Right after. Did I get 55 earlier? $50. I mean, for as long as you do up 3, you'll be fine. See, that's 53. Like, that should be your average damage. 50 to like 52. 50 to like 55. Around that one. Oops. Actually could be a good idea. Nope, and it's too far. It's too far. They just had to touch the range on LFS forward 3 and LFS back 3. If they didn't touch the range on these moves, that would have been the enders. It's also 53. Like, that's still good wall carry. I know there should be a 55. Talon combo list. Did I put the 55 there? Or do I have to look at Signia's list? I might have to look at Signia's list. Because he's got all the Optimos. The one I have in the... Yeah, I have to look at Signia's. This is 51. The one I showed here was 53. Hwoarang Academy. D8 combos. Then I need to open his open the document. And then I'll try to do it. I know it's not easy. It's like a non-easy combo whatsoever. Reminds you of up back 3-4. Yeah, it is a stylish move, but the issue is it's kind of... Well, I mean, since the fact that they fixed the range, it's good. I mean, to me, that's how the move should have released in the first place. You have to do LFS too. I'm not gonna do Just Frame Flying Eagle. That's not possible. Oh, but without Just Frame, it's 54. Okay. Yeah, 55 is still currently the cap, so... 1 with up 3, 2, up 4, 3 plus 4, 3, 4, up 4, 3 plus 4. Okay, so I basically just have to do LFS 2. Oh, whoops. I whiffed the 1, right? I whiffed the 1 first, and then I do... Okay. There. That's actually easy. It's actually not hard. It's so big. It's actually really basic. That's very far in terms of wall carry. And that's the current max damage. Or like B&B damage, you know? You miss up back 3-3 and up back 3-4. Yeah, I miss them too. I miss it simply because I got used to the input. I'm still not used to throwing out while standing 2-3. I know the last rank grind, I like while standing 2-3 a good number of things. But my muscle memory still will override to like up back 3 if I'm not like actively telling myself to like punish a move or launch punishable move or a string that ends in a high with while standing 2-3. Yeah, it does look stylish. Very, very stylish. But yeah, 55 damage. And I think you can like adjust it too. Oh no, it's not adjustable. Not adjustable in the sense that you can only do one. I mean, it's still 51. So I mean, for as long as you do LFS2 after up 3, you're okay. It's just that I prefer doing something like this. More. How do I get my higher one again? No, it's not like that. I keep forgetting. That's why I don't like try to remember as many combos for this. But yeah, if you're gonna remember one thing, just remember LFS2. Right? And then you'll always get into 50. And then just include a 3 forward in between every single time. Oh yeah, the snake edge setup doesn't exist anymore. Because before you would like unblockable and then you'll snake edge right after. Because you can cancel it. So the opponent would jab, that's like the fastest thing they would do to check you out. And then you could like launch them for it. Now you can't do that anymore. I guess now this is what you have to do. That's your setup. Or something like that. It is what it is. Gone. I miss it. I miss it so. But they're still giving us a couple of new things in return, so it is what it is. How to master JFSR? It's really practice. So my main suggestion is to practice it in RFF first, because you have 19 frames of leeway to like input JFSR. Like I can show you a really delayed JFSR like so. Like you can clearly see Hwoarang move forward and then you press DF4. That's the 19 frames of leeway in action with the way it's coded. So you want to get like 5 or 10 in a row of these in RFF. So you always want to do it in RFF first. So remember, again, don't forget the delay. So like again, forward into down forward 4. And the only error you really want to get here is DF4. Why do you want to get DF4 as your error? Because that means you're at least pressing DF4 at the same time with... you're pressing down forward with 4 at the same time. Because if you're getting crouch dash, that means you're not pressing it at the same time anymore. You have too many movement inputs after you're forward. So you always just want to get DF4. Once you can do it from RFF, try it in LFF. And then it's the same thing. But of course, you can't like forward and then down forward, right? You can't make it slow. It has to be fast. Like so. And then it's just practice makes perfect, man. So like, do some repetitions, maybe like for 10 minutes, or like just try to like get 5 straight in one day. Like it's gonna build up over time. Like it's gonna accumulate your what do you call that? Your practice. So for as long as you can do it from here first, you're off to a really, really good start. And then that's when you try to get, what do you call that? JFSR or lethal skyrocket in left foot forward. And of course, you want the same error also. You want DF4 as your error. Now there is a little secret that you can do when you press 1+4. So I'm gonna change one of my binds for it. So if you get the 1+4 input, right? This will make your life so much easier. You'll get it. Because your error now, instead of DF4, if you fail, is a DF1. But of course, you have to press, what do you call that? 1+4. So if you have a bind for 1+4, you could say this is like your JFSR bind now at that point. Like every time you want to do JFSR, you press your 1+4 bind. I did not include that in the JFSR video because that's like a controller thing. So like this is a preference thing. I 100% am more on the side of just get your execution down. But it also applies in RFF if you want to do it. So now your error, if you mess up in RFF, I believe should also be DF1. Oh no, I still got JF. So I still got Skyrocket. But I mean, in LFF, it like makes your life so much easier. No problem. That's what the cheese is for. Yeah, that's JFSR. It's just really practice. It's the same thing with like trying to get as many DF3 forward cancels as you can. This is simply just, what do you call this? Practice. Or this is also practice. You like want to get as many as you can without getting the full string. It's not possible in Waivu Waivu. Yes, it's not possible. Again, that's old information. That's like really, really old. Of course, just to clarify, yep, again, you always have to cancel out of your Waivu in order to do JFSR. It's just that you can make it look like it came from a Waivu. Because if you try to Waivu into it, you'll get DF4 or you'll get Skyrocket. So you always have to cancel out with an up, a down, a back, or a neutral right after you Waivu into it. That applies for like all the movement options. Or like movement options where you can do, what do you call this? JFSR. But of course, if you're in RFF, I don't know, it's not that hard. Like, it's easy. Very, very, very easy. They had to make this not negative 14 anymore. If you wonder about your execution, it's just, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's a new game, so it's just like, you want to try if it works, but they didn't change a lot about this character. They didn't. The only thing they did was like nerf him a little bit more. And besides a couple of nerfs, a few buffs as well. Have I modded my stick? What do you mean by mod my stick? You mean like put new parts in it? Or like you mean like mod like the lever and stuff like that? Let's make it very specific. Because if we make it, if I follow like a broad question like that, I'm gonna assume modding the stick means adding new buttons and new levers. Or like changing the artwork of the panel. So I have not changed the panel of the Hori Wrap N. That's what I'm using, the Hori Wrap N Hayabusa. I have changed the start button to a Seimitsu start button. I have 4 Seimitsu white buttons and 4 Sanwa white buttons. I'm currently using, yeah, so 4 of them, so that's an 8 set. And then I'm using a Sanwa JLF. And that's all stock for the Sanwa JLF. Like, there's no Hori buttons on the Hori stick anymore. And this is like, I guess I haven't changed these parts in years. Yeah, the only thing I changed was like the lever, because the PCB of my old lever died in a tournament. Like, I was in a tournament, I was in an online tournament back in Tekken 7. After a set, I hit my stick because I was a little bit frustrated. Apparently, that messed up my PCB for my lever. So I had to tell the TOs that, hey, my lever's dead. I'm gonna like try to swap it with like my backup lever. They said, okay, no, it's all good. So I had time to like swap it to the next one. So I swapped it to the stock, right? The Hayabusa lever. Apparently my Hayabusa lever is also messed up. The problem is the connection to basically the pins. So when I connect it, it gets loose. So it's not like the lever doesn't work. The stock lever doesn't work. It actually, all the directional inputs work. It's just that as you like if when it's intense and you're trying to like move a lot in movement, in tournament, the connector gets off the pins. And that single-handedly hurts my movement. So at that point in the online tournament, I was forced to play on keyboard until I got eliminated. And then I had to buy a whole new lever, a whole new set, because nobody was selling just the PCB by itself. So I had to buy a whole new lever. So now I have 2. But the other one, I guess I have 1 lever, but 1 working lever, and then I have like backup parts for Sanwa. That's it. You find it impossible? No, again, like, bro, other players move far better than I do. And it's not about like moving fast, it's about moving with purpose. So it's like knowing when to move. So like even here, it's like knowing when to sidestep. Because that's very important. Because if you're sidestepping the wrong way, then your opponent's gonna catch you, right? So having flashy movement is one thing, but having movement where you know how to move and like maximize that movement is, to me, is far better. If I may say, far sexier than, what do you call this? than just seeing flashy or cool movement on screen. It's using that movement for like advancing the game state or using it to your advantage, like the sidestep situation. I have tried the Korean stick. I've tried it all. I've already used the hitbox. I've already used the mixbox. I've tried different kind of levers because I mean, when you go to locals, you get to try so many things. For as long as, of course, you ask for permission to use another player's lever, right? So I've used it. Yeah, they use a grommet. So like that's the one thing that's like the heavier it is or the tighter it is, like the more it's like gonna return to neutral immediately. And of course, the lighter it is, the more it doesn't return to neutral. So it's like a different thing compared to sticks, because sticks use springs. So the heavier your spring is, the faster it returns to neutral. The lighter your spring is, it, of course, returns to neutral a lot later. Stock Sanwa levers, I believe, are like on a 1 pound spring. The highest you can go for a spring, for a Japanese lever, I think it's like up to 3? I think it's 3 pounds. That's the most I remember. Again, like my knowledge for modding is not that high. So that's from what I remember when listening to like the other players who are modding their sticks. But for grommets, like there's a whole scale for it. On like the lightest all the way to the heaviest, and there's so many. Unlike Japanese levers, just like 1 spring up to the 3 pound one. They can go 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and then 3. How do you dance moving back and forth in stance? It's called diamond step. I never called it diamond step. What I remember is that this is called... No, I remember him calling it L canceling. He called it diamond step. I remember it being L canceling, man. This was called L canceling. It's called diamond step now? Ruined. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll stick with L stepping. Alright, so how do you do it? Essentially, you want to preferably buffer your 3 or 4. So what you do is you back 3+4, right? Or F3+4 in LFF. And then after you do that, you want to cancel with a down or an up. So you press up, and then you want to like forward or back again. But of course, if you want like movement that stays fluid the entire time, that means you're following like one direction the whole way, right? So if we're gonna follow this specific direction, that means your inputs are like back 3+4, down, forward 3+4, up, back 3+4 again, down, forward 3+4, up. And then you just loop it. That's really all it is. You just keep going in that way. And then if you want to go in another way, so you, again, back 3+4, up, forward 3+4, down, and then so on and so forth. So essentially, you just want to press... You just want to cancel out our RFF and then go back into RFF. I hope that makes sense. Like, that's kind of like the way to do it. L stepping because Hwoarang players should be taking Ls. Hey, I'm back to Bushin and I can promote the Tekken King. I'm gonna be taking dubs. And then when I hit my TGS in like hopefully less than 5 streams, I'm taking another dub. And I figured out how to play the damn character again. So without having to acquire a new skill set, that's the important part. So I can share that playstyle, and then more Hwoarang players will be able to like figure out like if that playstyle works for them. But that's mainly just a tag 1 to like Tekken 6 playstyle. You call it the stance dance? Yeah, I guess you could. You love One Direction? You got that one thing. Yeah, I love them too. It's crazy? Nah, it's normal. Do you see any advantages in doing it? The main advantage for simply changing in stance is number 1. Let's say you don't have a KBD, right? And you don't want to use the regular backdash. This is still actually really good. Like the regular backdash the game gives you now is actually pretty neat in terms of like the distance you get from like just pressing back. But of course KBD is still pretty much unrivaled. But this is still handy. Like you should use it from time to time. But if you want to like gain more movement, like I can just backdash faster by just doing this. And I've gained space, like so, right? So that's like the main thing. The second thing is that you get access to RFF moves. So this becomes one of the things you can do as you're backing up. So now you have a new keep out option, right? So this is for Tekken 7 and for Tekken 8 in particular, where if you're backing up in RFF, or let's say you're looping here in RFF, you can like tell them, hey, no, don't press a button because you can't. Or if not that, hey, no, you can't press a button because I can still advance forward in RFF, right? That's the neat thing. And besides getting like access to do these two RFF moves, you still get access to other RFF moves. So like even more options. And even when you're moving forward, let's say you're pressuring them up close like so, you get access to like all the other RFF options that can like single-handedly pressure them more than what you call this, your LFF options. So like it's very handy to be able to like insta RFF or like to stance transition into RFF to like get these options, because you can't do that in LFF. That would be like SS4, but at that point you have to like sidestep, right? So if you want to like confuse them, that's the other thing. Like it's gonna mask a lot of your moves, because that's what movement's supposed to do. Movement's supposed to like hide your stuff, while at the same time giving you access to more things. And RFF can still do like a lot of the LFF moves. You can still do down back 3. You can still do down 4-4. You can still do Peacekeeper. Hey, furthermore, like you get access to this. So like when you're canceling like so over here, yeah, you can catch them off guard rather than catching them off guard with DF4, because as you can see, DF4 is slightly shorter. So if you're stance canceling over here, they have to worry about the fact that they can just get caught by RFF DF3 immediately. Just like so. So like major advantages to be using it in Tekken 7 and in Tekken 8. But you'll find like even in old Hwoarang gameplay, some Hwoarangs, I guess even most especially MDJ, he's gonna stance cancel like a lot. And he would still backlash, even when backlash wasn't, what do you call this, a power crush. So there are a lot of advantages. I guess I was only scraping the surface in terms of like advantages in terms of like stance canceling, but it's something you have to like be aware of when you're doing it, because every time you're attempting to stance cancel, you are, I believe, vulnerable for like 8 frames as you transition from LFF to RFF, something like that, something to that effect. So if you are getting hit out as you're doing this, you might as well just start staying in LFF more often as you move. It's like when you have more space to work with and you know your opponent's not going to hit you, or if you want to like control neutral in this sense, then yeah. Don't climb too fast, or you gotta keep the downplay alive? Nah. Well, nothing's gonna change the downplay. Like, it is objectively true that down 3-4 got hit. And it is objectively true that he doesn't really have a quote-unquote power low. But that's only Tekken 7. Like, again, Tekken 7 gave him the power low. Tag 2 Hwoarang and Tekken 6 Hwoarang was living off, what do you call this, LFS down back 3, LFS forward 3, RFS down back 3, and RFS F4. Like, he's operating differently. So you have like a new population of players that pretty much grew up on the Hell Sweep and tried to figure out how to make the Hell Sweep work. And then you have like another group of players who came from Tag 2 who transitioned to 7, struggled a bit with the Hell Sweep, and then now they get to go to 8 where, oh, I have a safe low poke again. It's not as good as, you know, the old RFS down back 4, but hey, it's like I can use it. And like try to make it like Noctis is down 2-2. If you know Noctis, if you got to like play against Noctis back in Tekken 7, like down 2-2 was such a crazy low to deal with. And now we kind of like have something like that for Hwoarang. I think its use is far more better in RFS compared to RFF. Yeah. Because in RFF you could do it, people would still like keep it safe, but the fact that it's connected to RFS changes it a little bit. Problem is this move, where's that? This one still can't be treated like Noctis is for some whatever reason. So the fact that it jails on, what do you call this? Where does it jail? It jails on hit, right? The fact that it jails on hit, I guess, saves us a little bit, but we're also just like guaranteed to be punished. So it is what it is. But I've seen more success for down 4-4 on RFF. So like, let's say you do RFS 2 and then you down 4-4. Yeah, I've seen more success there. And like, when it comes to like catching people off guard when they're like trying to be trigger happy in terms of their challenges against Hwoarang, like it's handy. I wouldn't say it's something you should always do. You shouldn't always do it because of the risk, but like, you only need one counter hit down 4-4 to hit, really. That's it. And that will like tell your opponent, oh, okay, you shouldn't do that. And hey, if they continue pressing and you continue getting that, I mean, like, why not? But yeah, movement, stuff like that. It's handy. Always. Wave dash on Hwoarang, very handy. Stance canceling, L canceling, diamond step. Did not know it was called diamond step. Handy. Fox step. Whoopsie. Fox step. I'm doing the player 2 input. Do it. Okay. You know what? Fine. We'll have it your way. Fox stepping. Handy. Like, all the extra stuff. I guess fox stepping is like the last thing you'll ever add as Hwoarang. But stance canceling is something like you can immediately add because you don't have to be like that good at it compared to like, let's say a crouch dash or let's say a KBD, right? Very handy. And then like this is the next thing, then the next thing. Yeah. Hwoarang's fun. I guess that will not change for a while. Not until they nerf the character's functionality, then yeah, then he's no longer fun. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So for as long as we're not there, he's fun. But once they take it away, then he's no longer fun. $55. Very easy 55. There's nothing higher than this, right? For as long as you don't use heat. If I use heat with the same. No, it's too low already. I'm in LFS the entire time, so when I pop heat, it has to be by LFS too. I don't think that's the right combo, but you can't up 3. You cannot. Wait, why am I doing RFS forward 3? I can do F4. I can do F4 and then I can do RFS back 3. I forget like that's actually a viable option. Because of the heat. I usually don't equate RFS with combo. Like post combo rather. Okay, I got a dash. I got a dash. Never mind. Let's just stick back to LFS. Oh, that's bad already. Bro, it's not easy. $56? It's only 1 point higher. Should get running 3. Wrong again. $59. Oh, 4 points higher. I know it should go higher than that. It should go at least 60. Or like if you use it with heat. That's where it should go. No, that doesn't work. What downplay? Downplay that he's not playable. There we go. That's like the main downplay currently. Oh, that doesn't work. Or the dooming, right? The dooming. Yeah, we had dooming even when the game released, right? Yeah, I'll give up on trying to find a combo. I'm not gonna pop heat here anyway. It's been a long time. I'm fine. I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. Like, figuring out how to play Hwoarang is a fun thing. I guess it's always been a fun thing for me. That's a personal thing. Because I always viewed this character as a puzzle. It's like when you open one of those puzzles that you get like as a box when you're gifted to it as a kid or like from a friend, or if you go to like a hobby shop and you see one of those puzzles. Like, to me, that's the fun part, figuring out where everything goes. But of course, puzzles have like one solution, right? So it's like when a puzzle has multiple solutions, it gets even more fun. And this character has like multiple solutions. Since he's such a situational character. Backturn setups? I don't like backturn setups. It's not my cup of tea. But there are a couple you can use. Let's say you do splat them, right? This is the regular one. Oh, that's not that way? Oh no, I don't use a single hitting, what do you call that? Splat, right. Use a single hitting splat. Ah, just turn off heat. That way I can always like get it immediately. This is the first one. Like when you do this, you can go for like backturn throws. Or after, as they wake up, you can do like a plasma blade. And as they wake up, you can, what do you call this? Stand switch, get closer to them, and then do the throw again. Or stand switch, and then down 3. Or you can just simply down 3. It's just that they took away the ability to do while standing 3 plus 4, 3 from back turn, so you're only left with both plasma blades. It is 100% a shame that they did that, but it still, I guess, like you could still do the exact same setup, right? That's about it. Like, it's still the exact same setup, missing a safe mid option. But if you want a safe mid option, I mean, you could always just back turn down jab, right? That's not exactly the best, but I mean, you can back turn down jab. You can do a back turn high. I mean, like just pick, but like in general, it's like back turn throw, back turn plasma blade, and then back turn low. So if you don't do that with any timing, so that's negative 13. That's punishable at that distance. And then the throw, right? Roll and choke, boom. So that you have a command throw instead of a generic throw. And then the low. And then if that counter hits great, that's a full combo again. I guess it was also a full combo in 7. Depending on the distance for... no, in 7, because down back 4-4 pretty much tailspin. Here, this will always be a full combo. Because that you're gonna like... So from this distance, right? This is where it hits. Yeah, that's a full combo. Perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much any back... That's like the main back turn setup you probably need to learn how to use. The other one is... Where's that? The other one you'd need to know is off running 4. So if you do get running 4 on block, of course you can press all these options pretty much immediately, right? So back turn 4 if they step a specific side, running 3, back turn 3 if they step another side because they only track towards specific sides, right? And then of course the same thing would apply if you do, what do you call this? Your back turn highs, the 2 and the 1. But of course if you want to like keep them really in place, then you do back turn down 4. But then you can still add the same thing. So everything I said at the wall is pretty much applied in open for as long as you do it after running 4. Yeah, you 100% feel like a god when you catch someone ducking. And you can still like add this option, this layer option, like where you duck and then like stand switch cancel in, or you do what Acellus did. Like I saw an Acellus replay recently, and the guy, I don't know, man. The guy is a very confident player. I don't think this was the exact setup, but he did something like this in a real match. So I was like, there's no way. I would never do it. I would never ever do this. But hey, you can do it. Like, it's basically like how much of an advantage do you have over your opponent mentally? Like, Hwoarang's very strong when the mind games are in effect. He's like mind game the character as well. But when there's none and the opponent keeps focusing on layer 1, layer 2, he's alright. He's alright. But when you get to layer 3, 4, and like further, it is 100% fun. And it's just like, yeah, this is the character, man. Yeah, unparalleled confidence. Bro, even like Tekken 7 Season 1 or like Tekken 7 Arcade, Vanilla. Again, I can't copy anything that man does. I've learned a few tricks, but I can't copy anything. You've learned everything from me in 7? Well, first of all, I only presented the information to you in 7. It's the same thing I'm gonna do in Tekken 8. I'm only going to be presenting players who are interested in learning Hwoarang, whether they're playing the character or not, the information. It's like how you use it is really up to you, and how you apply it is you as well. So like, I'm barely doing any work. A lot of the work when you guys improve off watching or being handed this information is 100% you. Not me. So you deserve like all the credit for like trying to look out for like Hwoarang resources and like trying to apply it and trying to practice it, blah 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 blah. I wouldn't call myself legendary, but I appreciate the confidence in me. The movement's so freaky, you love it. I mean, then do it. Then do it. I remember his. I don't know if I have like the whole vanilla record in like arcade, but I remember I've watched so many death matches that got uploaded for Astellas, whether that came from like Green Arcade or any other channel. I remember like this guy was pretty much beating up everyone. And then the only set where he was like losing consistently, like always consistently, was against Kokoma. Kokoma always beat him. Consistently. I was like, oh damn, so like Kokoma's really good at the Hwoarang matchup. This guy's already like the best one and he's winning. Like it's always consistent. Like they go back and forth. And then Astellas may get on like a little run. And then after that, Kokoma then downloads it. And then he also shuts down all the counter options immediately as he, what do you call that? Downloads it. And then that's it. Astellas loses after. So I watch those sets and I'm like, it is 100% tough when he gets shut down, huh? Yeah, it always is. Always has been. The bullying in both in-game and real life? Damn. It be. I mean, it is not fun when you are getting mixed, right? I guess this is why he's still one of the most annoying characters in the game, despite also being one of the most steppable characters. Steppable, backdashable, challengeable. He's like all the three. Of course, if you present like a layer 1 situation like this, then yeah, you're not really stepping or backdashing or challenging. But I mean, like as soon as you get to layer 2, 3, 4, right? And specific layer 1 situations, then yeah. But of course, it's not like the casual audience would know that, right? Even at a high level, not all of them would know the Hwoarang matchup completely. That's why you can still get away with a couple of things. Not a lot, but a couple. And then it's only once they figure that out, then you adjust. Yeah, matchup knowledge is big on this character. Not just for the opponent, but for like yourself as well. For yourself as well. Because you don't want to get caught up doing fake things. Too many fake things. And they duck forever after down 3-4. Bro. B. Okay, well, I mean, I only have one last lesson to like record. And it's not even a lesson, it's just like a PSA. It's a PSA because this move is now -12. And that it only tracks towards the right. Or well, consistently towards the right? Because against a weaker sidestep or an average sidestep like Hwoarang's, I mean, it can whiff, and at the same time, it can hit. So, its true tracking is only towards the right. And hey, we get like, what again? How much damage are we getting off this? 22 plus 19, that's a lot. Essentially like one mini combo. One big, actually that's one huge grab. That's chunky. But again, there's not a lot of -14 lows in this game. But you can beat a lot of stuff when you duck, so if you can't get while standing 2-3 there, you take this. Which actually would be a while standing 2-3 combo in and of itself, wouldn't it? Ah, that's why they buffed this. If the Hwoarang player doesn't know this combo, right? They just do while standing 3 and they get the same damage. Because it's 50. Yeah, I'm doing my math right? 22 plus 19. Oh, it's 51. Yeah. It's just that you don't get the additional wall carry on top of it. This is still far distance though. But it's not extremely far. It's decent Oki as well. Because your Oki is essentially just RFF DFC right after. Like that. That's it. Like the trick to getting this is like always tapping back as you move forward. And then if they're gonna challenge, maybe it's 41. Oh, I'm dumb. You're right. I thought it was 22 plus 29. I was thinking, right, 11. 11 carry over 1. It's already 2 plus 2, it's 4, so it becomes 50. Right. I forgot the fact that there's like a 1 beside the 9. Thank you, Be Still. Yeah, 41. You're what? How many points away? 55 minus 41. 18. Okay, see, I got that one right. You know what? I doubt myself. Let's open the calculator. I'll open it. 55 minus 41. Yeah, okay, yeah. I got it wrong. I said 18. 40, it's 14. 14. Bro, I'm supposed to focus on frames and I'm getting the numbers wrong. Character requires quick maths. If your quick maths are like mine, you might mess up a frame or two. So don't be like me. Actually have proper math. Or like accurate math. That's not proper. Accurate math. That makes 6. I swear. I swear, officer. Oh no, it is stronger. What? 76. Oh, okay, yeah. It's both. It's the same. Super. Does this work? Oh, it does. Okay, so like the first combo I ever used in Tekken 7 because I couldn't do Peacekeeper, it's something you can actually do here in Tekken 8. 68 damage. And then if you have the just frame, I think this is going to turn to 70 or 69, right? So actually not bad damage. And then you can do it off all routes. Huh. It's okay. But I don't think there's gonna be anyone's starter combo. Because if I were to like think of a starter combo now, he just F2. You don't say. That's the same thing like in the network test, the closed network test and the closed beta test, that's the first thing. Because you could already imagine, right? You could easily imagine what all these combos would look like if you had Peacekeeper. Also, I wouldn't be so stressed out with all the damn combo routes this Blood Talon has if he just had Peacekeeper. I wouldn't have to think. I legitimately wouldn't have to think because it would just be F4 back 3, Peacekeeper. Let's say it stays in as close as it did. Then you're just gonna like right Plasma Blade. Or you're gonna up forward T plus 4 and then you're gonna LFS up forward 4. You can imagine it. And then I can be like, this is this. And then everyone's gonna be doing, you're gonna find like Hwoarang's doing this specific route at that point. Like, no, you're not gonna find a Hwoarang that does this, right? You're not gonna find a Hwoarang that just simply does this. You also won't find a Hwoarang that does, I don't know, this. You won't find another Hwoarang that's doing something like this. Or if not that, you won't find a Hwoarang that's doing something like this. Right? You won't find, let's say, I don't know, something like this. Like, dude, there's too many. That's why it was so hard to like make that combo list. Like a simple combo list. And then even then, I was thinking, okay, before I release wall combo videos, because that's like what I did back in 7. Because I don't want to release like combo videos for everything. I need to make a B&B list first. So like, do I just copy the B&B list that I did in like the spreadsheet I did, the Talon 101 combo list, or do I do I actually like have to like think so hard and like which routes you should do? Because the video is only supposed to present information. It's not I know it's supposed to like present specific information, but like what kind of information? Like what's required? That's my issue. Like I don't know what's like fully required in terms of combo. All I know is that you should backlash if you're gonna like, if you want to backlash, you should do a specific route, right? And then if you want to like get lightning halberd, make sure you always do it off RFF forward 3. Like, we wouldn't have this problem. Every time I try to sit down to lab this character when it comes to combos, I only get stressed. I mean, yeah, I get stressed with the side steps and the backdash options. But I mean, that's always been Hwoarang. I've never had problems labbing combos because it's supposed to be fun. Like, it's supposed to be fun labbing the combos. That was the Tekken 5 experience. That was the Tekken 6 experience. That was the Tag 2 experience. That was the Tekken 7 experience. It's supposed to be fun. Like, he's supposed to be, like, very creative, right? In terms of what he does. Because watching combo videos for all older Tekkens is fun. Like, wow, okay, very creative stuff. Like, not saying that watching Tekken 8 combo videos isn't fun. Like, it is, like, in terms of seeing, like, the possibilities and the creativities. But when I'm speaking for, like, a personal experience, when I'm, like, trying to do it myself, when I'm trying to, like, up my combo game, or, like, try to, like, find a different route. Like, bro, my route is gone. I used to do this, even at tournament level. I know it's so bad. You shouldn't do it at tournament level. But, it's gone. It doesn't exist. I can't even, like, do that. You can't do that. If I want to, like, have this route, I have to do this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Backlash routes are your go-to. I mean, yeah, they do damage. I like RFF forward 3, LFS forward 3, though. I mean, so it's really all about preference. See, I hate the fact that we have to talk about, hey, for combo damage on Hwoarang, it's about preference. No, there should be like a standardized route that works for everything, and like it's not inconsistent, because there are some routes like this guy inconsistent, and then there's on top of that, like what you call this, you have to do, this has to be like 4-4, right? You can't mash the 4-4, because if you mash the 4-4, no matter how close it is, oh no, wait, if it's super close, like with less hits, yeah, but like if you have like something easy, that thing can whiff. So it's just like, why do we have to go through so many of these hoops and routes? I can't imagine it as a tornado. I can't imagine LFS back 3 and RFS back 4 being tornadoes. Because they go sideways. Like, the trend for tornadoes is that they're supposed to go upwards. I know there are some moves in this game that still go horizontal, right? Sideways. Like Kazuya's, what do you call this? DF321, right? That's not vertical at all. Bro, that's not vertical. Like when he tail spins, or tornadoes, right? When he tornadoes.
Get ready for the next battle.
I thought they were gonna call it tail flip, because that made sense. They called it tail spin back in 7, so tail flip because it, you know, it flips. They said tornado, fine. That is not vertical. Like, hell no. Ah, the aerial spin. Yeah. You mean the Tekken 7 leftover, right? Like, there's just no way this should be a tornado. It doesn't make sense. Based on, like, what the trend that they went with, right? It makes sense to me that it should be all the vertical stuff. But, it'd be...
Get ready for the next battle.
I mean, if that did that, we might have too many weird situations. Like, I could have, like... And then it flips here. Actually, no, we might be spoiled for damage at that point. And no, oh, no. What's gonna happen is that we're gonna be one of those characters that get nerfed. We're gonna be one of those characters, like, if it has the backlash aerial spin. Because our routes are gonna have, like, 2 or 3 of those. And Feng lost that, right? So we're actually gonna have a consistent route, I believe, something like that. Yeah, I can imagine it. I can imagine it. But we're gonna lose it after the nerf, after version 1.4, and then we'll be back to the routes that we currently have. FF4 should have been his tornado. Yeah, if they don't want to follow the trend, that'd probably be his longest reaching tornado. Longest reaching tornado. We are already that character? Yeah, but I wasn't doing the 2 backlashes. So that didn't affect me. I'm fine. Plus I found it too hard. But yeah, no, it does suck that they did remove it. Oh, right, I have no heat. Can't you still do 2? You can still do 2, right? Whoops. I forgot if it was like off that. But yeah. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Worry not. Oh, that's a neat route. Actually never thought about that. Oh, you can't do it off. I see. Why did they kill the combo utility after RFF-DF4? You can't even do that. You can't. Wow, you can't even hell sweep. You can't do nothing. They hate it. I was the only one doing it, man. You hate it too? I got TGO with that. Granted, I wasn't doing it all the time. But I mean, I like it because I have so much control. Every single step of the way. Now it doesn't make sense to even do... It doesn't make sense right now in 8 to do something like that. Because if you do something like that in 8, you're wasting too much damage. I guess you could argue the same thing for 7. But the thing is, that was like an upper limit of like 62 or 65. I think it was like 62. It's just that 62 is so weak in 8. Given like you have so many, what do you call this, interactions. That's ugly. It worked? Oh my goodness. I hope I'm doing it right. I thought like when you meant RFF44, it's the RFF44 I'm doing right now. Is it against the bigger character? I mean, yeah, but see, that's the thing. Why do I have to say do the things you like? What happened to having a consistent route? I miss consistent routes. King. Kingu. There has to be a character with long legs.
For the next battle.
To make it easier. Okay. So this is just practice at that point. Bruh. I can see it. I can envision this move connecting. Well, I'm not a pass machine, so if I can't get it, like if this is task levels of connection, then yeah, I probably will not get it. What about down 4-4? What about down 4-4? You mean like as a tornado here? I guess it would connect. No, it's got the same thing. You have to dash. You're required to dash here. And it has to be a specific distance of dash right after the hit recovery of RFF44. That way you can get, what do you call this, dash up back 3. And the thing is, the reason why I believe it's dash up back 3 here is because back 3 has like the lowest mid hitbox. So it should cover when King or the opposing opponent falls. Really? What am I supposed to do to get the RFF244? Do I still do F2? No, that's even farther. And again, if this is task levels or combo video levels, that's your territory, not mine. No. Go in. It do be kind of like that. Oh, okay. I won't feel sad if it's. I got it. Okay, and then now when I try to replicate it, it's gone. Yeah, so it's for combo video players only. It ain't for people who are not in that area. Yeah, yeah, you can make this your route. And it's just like, what the hell is that Hwoarang doing? It's like, hey, let me try his combo. It looks very easy. And then the next thing you know, when they sit in practice mode, they're like, what on earth? They just get so confused. It's like, why is he doing this? And then now it gets known as like a really tough combo. And then every time you do it to an opponent, they're just always awestruck on like how amazing it is. That's the thing. You're what do you call that? You're gonna distract your opponent with style points. That is honestly a legitimate like psychological strategy. Because one of the players in my country, like when he plays Heihachi, he's not a Heihachi main, right? But like when he attempts to like play Heihachi, he only does the combo video stuff. So like the opponent's always like, what the hell? So they always get hit by all the cool stuff. And they're just like, bro. And it's like, of course it does like no damage, right? Because obviously just going for the B&Bs or the optimals are far better. But it always gets stuck in your head, like as the opponent, if someone hits me with something that's really hard or difficult, it's quite clear that the opponent could just simply do an optimal and I'd still die. So the fact that they're doing something that isn't optimal against me means that they can beat me in so many different ways. Like you're just flexing on the opponent at that point. Of course, again, this is assuming you get the W on top of it, right? Because if you don't get the W on top of like doing a combo that stylish or that difficult, then your opponent's just gonna be like, oh, he's got execution, right? Really, really good execution. He's like lacking on the other stuff. But when you get the W on top of it, then it's just like, what the hell, man? Why? Why? I mean, has it happened to me? No, yeah, no. It has happened to me, but the thing is, the Feng player was only doing optimal stuff. And it's like, the optimal stuff of Feng is not easy. So, but then he's doing the optimal thing. So that's not doing something that's stylish. That's just doing something that's extremely hard, but is also just like the max damage possible. I know, that same player that played Heihachi, he did it to me again with Steve. He would do a whack combo on Steve. I'm just like, RJ, we were in locals. It was like years ago already. I'd like to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Damn, I can't believe I'm going to say that. 5 to 6 years ago. And I just shake my head. And then he would laugh, you know? Because I was already losing. And then he was still going to do something that whack or crazy. Very, like, really, really cool. That's how you feel. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, if they're doing the optimal thing, right? Like if they're doing like 6 God Fists or 5 God Fists. 6, right? 6 or 5? To me, that's damage. Hey, we're not as old as the other players, right? We have the advantage. Like older players who have been competing since Tekken 5. Don't know if there's one who's been competing since Tekken 4. Oh, I guess MDJ, right? But he's not competing anymore. I mean, he's still playing the game, right? So, yeah. So, I mean, there are older players than us. It's over. I mean, don't you have your whole life ahead of you? I suppose so. Maybe. Yeah, me, I won't rush it. What I'll rush is, what do you call that? Fixing my gameplay. It just needs to get fixed pronto. I like my Steam library. My Steam library is boring. It's like just Tekken. and then maybe a couple of other games. It's like 4 or 5 games, but then Tekken has like the highest playtime. Ah, you gotta fix your game. Yeah, the real game, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's okay, you gotta riz them up exactly the same way you do it. The same way Hwoarang does it. If you're gonna like boost your game, who do we use? Who do we use in this example? And say Xiao Yu.
Get ready for the next battle.
It's like when you meet someone for the first time, that's what you gotta do. Yeah, you should show your athletic ability as Hwoarang, right? That's how you approach anyone. You DF3 cancel, right? And then when you show that you're interested, you gotta diamond step or you gotta L cancel. Yeah, show off your moves. This is how you show off your moves in the dance floor. You're going from like LFF to like RFF the entire time. And then you can even make it better, right? So instead of like DF3 canceling, you RFS up 4 cancel. They're gonna be impressed. And then you can take it a step further. You do that backwards. you do that backwards, right? You do it backwards, like as you leave. Like when you're done with your date, it's like, see you later. See you next time, right? Or I'll call you, blah, blah, blah. And that's how you go. You don't even need a car because you're faster than a car. And then not just that, you do the opposite, right? There you go. You RFS up 4 forward, away. That's what you gotta do. Those are the real ways. I mean, I made a meme. I think a meme or like a cheese post about this before. I guess I could repeat it. Usually with like memes or like shit posts, I don't repeat them. But I guess I could repeat this specific one. Like, why not? I mean, you're set for the dance floor, bro. Hwoarang already showed you the way. Just remember your, what do you call this? These are all dance moves, man. Like your reset points, how you string in flamingo. These are all dance moves. You just gotta imagine it as dance moves. It's like, what do you call that? I call this the I don't know, the flamingo. Or whatever. What's the name of the move, right? There you go. That's when you start learning the name of these moves. So you look at the, what's the name of DF1? Where is it? I call it left uppercut. No, that's actually lame. Pick a nice move. Ah, there, rusty knife. Actually, that's a kind of ass. What do you call that dance move name? And there you go, double claymore. Do the hunting hawk. Do the hunting hawk. This is ignition barrage. You know. What other nice moves? Yeah, double claymore, middle claymore, push hands. That actually sounds like a dance move name. Push hands. Flying eagle, dope name. Flying eagle and lightning halberd. Those are dope names. Like you can easily use those. You don't use rejector or rejection, right? You don't do these. Don't do these. This is like you're gonna hear something worse than rejection and rejector. don't do that. Firestorm to yeah, they remove Firestorm, man. But hey, you can still use legacy Hwoarang stuff on the dance floor. Crescent kick, stealth needle. Okay, don't use nosebleeder, right? Don't do that. You do the fadeaway kick. That sounds cool. Fadeaway kick. I guess scorpion sidekick works. Bloody guillotine can work. Air raid always. This is a classic. The classic round ender and a classic move in the dance floor, bro. Like, if you can jump that high and go 1, 2, 3, damn. Flashing trident. I think this move will be, like, taken out of context easily. Peacekeeper? Yeah, Peacekeeper, bro. Hell yeah, Peacekeeper. Oh, you have the best dance move of all. How could we forget? How could we forget that they named Hwoarang's crouch dash the shark step? Hit him with the shark step, bro. Hit him with the shark step. Besides entering flamingo, yeah, and then like enter flamingo 3+4. Oh yeah, Actually, this is actually really doable. I can actually do this. I'm in shape enough to do 3+4 and 3+4 over and over and over again. But of course, the shark step. What's that? It's called the shark step. Hey, this is kind of neat. Chonsan spin. That could work. Eruption. Sidestep 3-3. Maybe. Plasma blade. Spinning low kick. Right stance. Hawk strike. Oh, they call this Hawk strike? I didn't know the move is called Hawk strike. Okay. Catch him with Hawk strike. That's right. This is called Hawk strike. It's actually not. It's actually a pretty nice name. It's about to drown in nerfs. Yeah, that way you think you're a shark. You're a predator in the water. Volcanon. It's kind of neat. 4-3. RFF. Oh no, this is RFF 3-4. 3,000. This Elden Ring DLC is like they decided to take the previous bosses. But yeah. And then what do you call that? No, be still. No. Yeah, going back to Elden Ring. Like, they scale it with your level, right? That's what I heard. Because I remember I was scrolling on Twitter. I was going through it. And I saw one of like the Elden Ring posts. Do not do the DLC with like your new game plus times 7. Don't do it. It's not a fun experience. I'm like, oh, it scales with your level. I see. You hit them with that motion split, you switch. You don't hit them with disrespect, though. You don't hit them with disrespect. Motion switch, though, of course. You can hit them with the left-right combo. I mean, that's like a boxing move, right? Well, it also works like a dance move. Black kite. I don't know if you'll be able to do that, though. This looks very difficult to achieve. Very, very difficult to achieve. You're under-leveled for it? But I mean, if someone who's already over-leveled is having a hard time, I guess everyone across the board will always have a difficult time. But hey, that's the FromSoft experience, right? That's why you play the game. Oh, and there you go. You do it with like Triumph Flow, right? Hey, no problem, man. Much thanks for dropping by. You take care too, man. Have fun on your trip. And there's still more. I guess you don't do any of these throws. Don't do any of the throws. Oh, shotgun shuffle. Yeah, it's a dance move. You do shotgun shuffle. I still miss my plus frames. After, what do you call that? A successful punch parry. But the knockdown's pretty neat too. Oh! Okay, yeah, that's the one thing I should practice right now. Before I do the lesson, and of course if we still have questions, it's like one of the things I should practice.
For the next battle.
Triumph low right when it's blocked, and then my triumph becomes a loss. Yeah, it be. Right, because it's not delayable, right? Let me double check that. You have to commit. Yeah, you have to commit. And then this is the fastest thing that comes out. Oops. Again. One last. There you go. So the objective here is to punch parry without buffering the 3. Because when I was playing a Lily when I was grinding last time, and I fought a Lily, I was buffering the 3. Like, as I was moving around here, I was already holding buffer down 3. That way when they do standing 3, I get it. And then of course if they do a punish, I let go and then do that. But the thing is, I don't buffer 3, I buffer 4. Oh, at that point I guess I could do 2+4. Oh, I'm so dumb. Because the way I do punch parry is that I always F1+3. That's why I was like, oh, okay, the way I'm doing it right now is bad. Oh, okay, so all I have to do is 4 because I'm already... Okay, but I have to learn how to do it without buffer. That's the important part. I have to learn how to do it without a buffer. That's why F1+2 was so good. Back 1+2 was so good. I have to do it off this input. Oh, you do get punished. Wait a minute. We do get punished? But like, what's the biggest punish they get? Do they get a launch? I hope they don't get a launch. No, they get a launch. We die. We die if we punch parry. So if we attempt to go for 3-2 and 3-1, it's over. Okay. Whatever. That is the risk I incur. Okay. But you can get launched. But of course, that's like Labwork the Lily will have to do again. So in the set, they will get shocked. Then again, the Lilies I did play last time, they didn't have an answer. Oh, I'm buffering 2. Buffer 4. I mean, it's not that hard. Then again, there's like no mental stack, no mind games. I already know this is gonna come out, so... But as long as I'm doing this perfect, or as best as I could, then hopefully in-game, I can like just pull it. Can I actually like delay this punch? Oh, I can. Wait a minute. Now let's add the option where I lose. Now let's try to actually react to the punch. I still... I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Nope. No, I'm failing. Oh, I got that. I got that. I got that. I did not get that. Got that. Got that. I got that. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Got it. Got... Oh, nope. Did not get it. I'm fine. Bro. This is what I mean that I missed back 1+2. I find it easier than back 2+4 or 1+3. Yeah. I tried. But it's something worth practicing.
Get ready for the next battle.
Worth practicing. In the future. Okay. So... pushing the tests of human reaction. I mean, there are players with really strong reactions, so... it's just a matter of practice. If you want to build up that reaction, right? Specifically for 3-1 and 3-2. But then if they stop using 3-1 and 3-2, then... What good does your reaction do at that point, right? Hopefully that means like if your reaction's so good there, you get to carry it over to another one, right? That's the whole point. But now it's time to do the last lesson. And then I'll go on an editing spree for like 6 videos. And then since the thumbnails are done for all of these, I just upload them. And then of course put the description, the timestamp, yada yada yada. Because this week, it's already Monday, right? Yeah, it's Monday for me. It's 1:02 in the morning right now. We're gonna get busy with something else. Like I won't be able to do Hwoarang stuff for a while, for like maybe 2 weeks. That's why me wanting to have 3 lessons per live stream is so that we get a stockpile of Hwoarang content. Okay, I took my top tier water. It's time to do an extremely short lesson because it's about while standing 3. In 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome back to Talon 101. I don't think I need to tell you about the current state of while standing 3. So this is just a current reminder of that the move is... I'm gonna redo it. 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome back to Talon 101. And... why am I struggling with this? 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Talon 101. Unfortunately, in Tekken 8, while standing 3 got gutted. It's now -12. That's right. One of the most reliable, safe mid-checks Hwoarang had that you could throw out after down back 3, or maybe in other scenarios like LFS1 or or RFS 2 is gone. But is the move dead? It's gotten weaker. It's been pushed to like a specific place now as a 14 frame Punisher, but does it still have a use beyond that? So, as mentioned earlier, yes, the move is -12. It still comes out at 14 to 18 frames, so usually 14, right? And they did buff it in version 1.5, so you're getting pretty much 41 damage, I believe, after while standing 3 into FS3. That is your max damage. Of course, if you still want Oki, you can do back 3. And then if you have the time, you can do any of the back turn plasma blades. And you can also do right foot forward into right plasma blade. So you don't need to know anything. That's like all old information. But let's focus on new information. So I did mention earlier at the start of this video, this was something you could throw out in specific situations. So let's say you do LFS1 into while standing 3. Yeah. Your +5 can no longer... You can no longer cover it with while standing 3. Of course, you are adding, I believe, like 3 frames but as you do an instant crouch. So it doesn't really track there as often. Again, Hwoarang is of like an average sidestep at best. So against characters with a stronger sidestep, you're not really going to be catching someone who's stepping left with instant while standing 3, both for LFS1 and RFS2. After down back 3 though, against average sidesteps, there is a chance. So if you do want to risk this option at -12, you can still press it, again, against those specific matchups. Against the other ones who will always beat it, and then don't. But I mean, it's still a risk you take. So it has funky tracking at sidestep left, but it does completely track towards sidestep right. This is even against characters with stronger movement. So this still is an option, an unsafe option that you can press in multiple scenarios. Because, again, it's -12. You're going to hear that a lot. And I guess you already know that as well. But yeah, so that's sidestep left. We're now going to go to sidewalk left. Again, average sidestep. Still hitting. Again, this is against Hwoarang only. Then sidewalk right. Like so. And it still connects. So like, is there a way to like make this move safe? So like, okay, we get it. Like, it still tracks towards the right. It's weak against left, against really strong movement. Is there a way to like make this move safe? So maybe if we throw it out at a really far range, maybe a opponent's jab wouldn't hit. So like, how far can you make while standing 3 connect, right? Maybe somewhere around here? No, that still hits. Oh, that was almost there. That was already max range, but it looks like Hwoarang moves a little bit too close to his opponent. There you go. One really specific distance for, what do you call this? The jab to whiff. I mean, I don't know if you want to gamble on that like a lot, and you really need to know the right range in order to make that whiff so that you can get a small punish. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But of course, that's against the jab. So let's say we do it against Hwoarang's 11 frame punish, which he will throw out most of the time the moment he sees this move. So 4-3. Let's see how that would work against like max range while standing 3. Like the absolute max range. Nah, that hit. Nah, that still hit. It's not looking good. Yep. So if the opponent does throw out their 12 frame punish and they're not throwing out a 10, this max range idea, well, is sinking in the water. So there's not much you can do. I guess the fate of this move at the moment now is for sidestep right if the opponent wants to step towards the right side. And if something is indeed -14, and if not -14, if you do block something that has a mid-high or a low-high in between the string, then, and if you're, what do you call that? If while standing 2 is not fast enough to like launch there in that situation, while standing 2 or crouch cancel back 3, then that's where while standing 3 will find its place. So it's basically really on the defensive side of things now, and a slightly risky thing to use on offense. It does suck that it did get pushed to this, but it is what it is. That is Hwoarang in Tekken 8. More to come in the future for additional videos, so again, feel free to subscribe to that. That has been, I guess, a small lesson for Talon 101. Again, I've been Frontier, and thank you for watching. Okay. We good. We good. Then I just save this notepad. Again, much thanks to all those who dropped by and or stayed the whole way for this stream. I guess there'll be a couple of streams, but it's not going to be really Hwoarang related in the future because part of an event that's going to get revealed tomorrow as well. But yeah. See you all next time.